No intro, no outro, straight fire. All right, let's get into these trades for this week. I know it's been a while, probably about like 3, 4 weeks. In the middle of doing some things, having some transitions, but we here now, so let's get into it. AUD USD took out previous week's low, just waiting for pretty much a confirmation setup. Oh, I'm tripping. Waiting for my confirmation setup. EUR USD currently in this trade. Um, Trade cleared previous week's low, and then based off of some more conversations, i.e. POC's closure, guiding on some longs. Great British Pound USD, kind of ranging right now, not really interested. Let me get my ranging tool. Where is it? Anyways, boom. Anyways, it's ranging right now, so not really interested in any setups for GU, but that can change depending on how price decides it wants to break out. NZD USD, currently looking for longs again. Didn't get my Tuesday placement. Hopefully I'll get it on Wednesday. See how price plays out. If I scroll to the left, price is literally making extreme lows. So I don't foresee this actually really buying up. Or it could use this as liquidity and then decides that it wants to do a sharp burst to the upside again. Trading what I see, not what I think. So we'll kind of just see what price wants to do there. And then also previous week's data is just telling me that, yeah, there's potential of price to reprice higher, but again, we have to see what that daily volume is looking like. USD CAD, looking for sells here. Again, just waiting for my placement before entering in on some shorts. USD CHF again, waiting for some type of liquidity grab, extra liquidity grab for confirmation. So looking for sells here. USD JPY again, waiting for extra liquidity grab for confirmations before heading in on some sells. Gonna buzz through my minor pairs. AUD CAD, I am not trading this week. It took out buy side liquidity, it took out sell side liquidity, and one of my rules is if it takes out liquidity on both sides, not trading it. AUD CHF took out buy side liquidity. However, price is more than 50% of like the whole range that I'm looking for. So the likelihood of me getting in on this is very not likely. AUD JPY, price took out previous day's lows. Looking for another liquidity grab. Once I get that other liquidity grab, I'll start pre-positioning myself for buys. AUD NZD, again, looking for some type of liquidity grab. Once I get a liquidity grab, then I'll start pre-positioning myself for buys. A risky trade could be entering right here for, for shorts. A risky trade could be entering in right here for shorts. Why? Because price took out previous week's high and closed below the value area low. So that is a potential. Me, I'm on this type of wave where I'm looking for extra confirmation. So if I miss out on a trade, then I miss out on a trade. And then this also based off of the weekly volume profile previous week, this looks like a pretty healthy place to enter in on just based off of previous week's volume. Price is playing around here on the point of control, so we'll see. But me personally, I'm not in on that trade. I'm not taking it either. CAD CHF, price took out previous week's high. Again, have a closure below value area. However, I need one more confirmation before I enter in on this trade. As of right now, I'm not looking at this trade. CAD JPY, price took out previous week's low. Also looking for one more liquidity grab before looking for buys. EUR AUD, price took out previous week's high. Looking for one more liquidity grab before looking for sells. CHF JPY, an additional liquidity grab before looking for buys. Euro CAD, been in on this trade for the longest, currently up, still holding it, but being the fact that price took out previous week's lows, depending on how the price volume closes tomorrow, depends on if I will cut my shorts and then enter in some temporary longs. EUR CHF is more than 50% of my whole entire range that I'm looking at, so I'm no longer interested. EUR Great British Pound, price took out the high, price took out the low, so just rule of thumb for me, no trading once price takes out the opposite liquidities. EUR JPY, so I was actually in on this trade, got hit out in on this trade for longs. So just gonna see if I can get it on another position sometime tomorrow. If not, then It is what it is. EURNZD again, price took out previous week's high, took out another form of liquidity. So just waiting to see how price closed on Wednesday. These potential shorts. Great British Pound AUD. Again, price took out previous week's high, took out extra liquidity, just trying to see how price closes on Wednesday. So potential shorts. Great British Pound CAD, price is ranging. Once it gets out this range, then I'll look for pre-positions, but I don't think that price will get out this range before my trading criteria ends. Great British Pound CAD, CHF, price took out previous week's high. What would be a good entry criteria for me is extra liquidity grab, some more liquidity grab than the closure below the value area. This is not a full closure below the value area, so I wouldn't take this short. Great British Pound JPY, again, price is kind of ranging. Great British Pound NZD, price took out previous week's high, took out some form of liquidity. Now we have to wait to see how price closes on Wednesday. NZD CAD actually hit me out again. I was looking for some longs, but price hit me out. So just now pre-positioning myself to see what price wants to do on Wednesday before entering into some longs. NZD CHF, price took out previous week's low, previous day's low. So again, just waiting to see how price closed before entering in for some longs. And then last but not least, NZD JPY, price took out previous week's low, price took out previous day's low. Just trying to see again how price closes before entering in for some longs. So all in all, that's on my watch list for this week, just based off of A+ setups and hitting all my rules. I have EURUSD, which is the pair that I am currently in right now. Hopefully I can get that 15% RR. If not, I'll be good with just 7, which is halfway. I'll take it. NZD USD, again, kind of got to see how price will position itself for the buys. EUR JPY, how price will pre-position itself for buys. EUR NZD, how price will pre-position itself for sells. Great British Pound AUD sells. Great British Pound NZD sells. NZD CHF buys. NZD JPY buys. So with that being said, oh, and before I go, let me do the Bible verse of the day. I was supposed to start off with that, but my bad. So the Bible verse of the day comes from Amos 5:24. But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never failing stream. With that being said, no intro, no outro, straight fire. Peace.